Yeah. All right, so we're live right now. So I just want to make sure I got a couple of settings are good to go here. Make sure we are up. All right, so what's going on, everybody? So hopefully we get a good number of people here in the stream. So this is the Gaming Reactions podcast, and we got a special guest here on the show, the Thinker. The Thinker. So if you know the Thinker, you see this guy in the chat. You know he give his thoughts and opinions on some of the topics that we discuss here on the Gaming Reactions channel. So it's a pleasure to have him on, and we're gonna get right into it, man. We're not gonna waste any more time. So he's free. The family is out the house. My family is out the house. So this is the perfect time to talk about some of the things that's been going on with gaming. I just want to get his thoughts and opinions on the state of gaming, where it's headed. And so I'm just going to allow him to, step up and say a few things, and we'll go from there. So if anyone else would like to join the chat, join the conversation. If you want me to chime you in on the podcast, just let me know, or you can just put your thoughts and opinions in the chat. And man, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. So, and I have to say that, we've had our conversations, in the past about the state of gaming, and it's I have to say that it's interesting, man, where it's at right now. And again, I value your insight and your opinions on it. And before we get into that, so I like to say thank you again for the $10, man. I mean, you've been killing it. So continue to do that, man. Continue to pay me, right? Give me my money. Give me my just due, right? Good. And if you're watching, you're just tuning in, also give us a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear. When the Thinker speaks, give us a thumbs up if you can hear him loud and clear, because sometimes we can have some technical difficulties, some issues over here when it comes to the volume. If we need to turn the volume up, let us know, and we'll be glad to do that. So, man. So just to get you up to speed, because I know you mentioned before we got on here that you've been kind of trying to keep up with the whole Microsoft whole ABK deal. So that's done. Microsoft now acquired ABK, Activision Blizzard King. The FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, lost the case, and they tried to appeal, and they were denied. So this deal can actually close pretty much no later than July 18th for next week. And so they just acquired a lot of titles, especially one of their big titles in that lineup is Call of Duty. So, and then you have other titles like, Diablo 4, Candy Crush, one of my favorite mobile games. I don't know if you still, or if you play Candy Crush. This one. You say what now? You're not a woman. Is that what you just said? Oh my! Here we go. Let's get this started. Let's get it started. Okay, so y'all heard from the man himself. Pretty much that's a woman's game. So okay, so I guess I better go dress up, put on some lipstick, wig, and redo this podcast. But anyways, again, that's one of my favorite mobile games. I still play it to date, right? Along with some other mobile games. And so I find it. Oh, the Princess Bride. Dude, I'm getting the pink Barbie Xbox. I'm going to get that too. Did you not see that? Dude, they got the pink Barbie Xbox Series S with the Barbie controllers, man. Come on now. Come on. You know you're going to get it, right? You gotta get it. You gotta get it, man. You gotta get it. I mean, it's gonna be worth a lot later on down the line. I'm telling you. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. You know what? I'm gonna display it all over social media. You know, I'm do a live stream on YouTube. You know, watching me play it, and then later on down the line, like 10 years later, it's gonna be worth like $10,000. So I'm like, look, I told you guys. I told you. So but. Yeah, I just wanted to, just give you that piece of it. And also, again, there was breaking news headline came out today. Sony signed a deal with Microsoft to keep Call of Duty on the PlayStation. But we don't know the context around that deal. So that's one piece that we're waiting on. So yeah, exactly. And that's, something I stated as well. It just makes business sense, right? To go ahead and do that. So either way, if you would have won the case, Sony, right? Let's just say if still, it would just make business sense even if it was the other way around, right? Let's say if Sony was trying to acquire ABK. I mean, even though your gamer base is big on the PlayStation platform, the game performs well on the PlayStation platform. Why take it off the Xbox? Why alienate? You want to maximize profit. That's something that you sometimes throw out there, right? So hopefully that's making sense.
usually when the FCC folds, everyone else around the world is going to follow suit. You know, it's not going to be like, oh, well, if you lost in America, you're going to win over here. It doesn't work that way. It's usually the American court system sets the standard when it comes to economic disputes. Um, so that's what's going to happen. The UK is going to go ahead and fold, and they're going to approve it, and then there's going to be nothing else to stop the deal from going through. Um, but you know, we don't really know exactly. Anytime you're talking about multi-billion-dollar deals, it's who has more pull in the court system. It's, you know, Microsoft is a multi-trillion-dollar company. I think their last asset valuation was at $2 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sony can't compete with that. And Microsoft is an American company. Its roots. Sony is not doesn't have its roots in America. So now you're taking a well-known fundamental American company
Mm-hmm.
utilizing the American justice system. Sony is kind of like the foreigner. So even though Sony has American businesses and you know inside our land, they're still a Japanese company. That's where they started. So then you come to an American judicial process. I'm sure Microsoft has way more connections in the American judicial system than
Yes.
Sony does. They have a way bigger war chest, you know, and to say like, I mean, hey, look, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know how the case was argued. It just so happens that the courts decided that this is not going to be detrimental to the consumers, so that's why they went ahead and approved the deal. So yeah, it's just now that's one part of it. So they get it approved. But then on the other part, the people at Microsoft are going to be like, yes, we won the case. Now, say for argument's sake, say like their intentions were, okay, we know we can't directly compete against Sony and Nintendo as far as console sales. So what's the next best thing? Let's try. And you know, I kind of gave this example in one of the other streams of like the car manufacturers and the battery.
Right.
So it's like, you know, car manufacturers could all be using a very popular battery or something like that, right off the assembly line, say interstate. And then another car company that's not really doing too well in sales says, damn, man, we can't compete with the other car manufacturers. Oh, we see a product that everyone else is using. Let's go ahead and buy that company. Okay, then that's antitrust because everyone else is using it. So then they hear out a case. And then in this case, they said, no, even if you own the battery, it's not going to hurt your competition. People can still buy your cars. That's not going to be a sticking point. If you decide to say, well, I'm no longer going to sell my battery now to all these car manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
Because think of it from the business standpoint. If most of the people are using that battery, why would you just now say, oh, by the way, if you want this battery, you can only buy a car from us now. So if you want to play Call of Duty, if you want to play Diablo, you can only play it on Game Pass or play it on Xbox. Like that's stupid. That's not business savvy. You know, that's millions of dollars you're going to be losing from that point. So yeah, I expect over the next few weeks. And you know, we don't know what the deal says with the Call of Duty deal. It could be that like I don't want to say trial basis, but there could be an expiration in there that gives Microsoft an out to say, okay, we've made this much money from allowing Call of Duty to be played on, to still be played on the PlayStation, or you know Diablo, whatever they decide to do, and they say, oh, we've made this much money, and then they're going to reevaluate when the contract is coming to expiration date. If they can, if we pull it directly, does that mean now are consumers going to be forced to buy the Xbox just to play these games? Probably not. It's not like, think about it, you only have a small group of people that play these games. That's a first-person shooter. That's a you know, what's Diablo considered? Like a
It's like a
and massive, what do you call it?
RPG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
MMO.
MMO,
Yeah.
right. That's like a massive thing. It has season passes. That's a money-making machine. So now you're going to say, oh, well, in order now they own the company. You know, whatever contract Activision had previously in place with all the hardware that utilized their product, whether it be Xbox or Sony or Steam, they said, all right, you play here, we get 40% of the profits, we get 40%, we get 40%, or whatever. But now Microsoft can restructure that deal.
Yes.
Say, oh, we own it.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to allow it to be on your platform, but instead of that half deal that you got 40%, you may only get 25% or whatever. So for Sony, it may be like, well, yeah, they own it now, but still, if they're making money, they're going to take it. You know, anytime you're dealing with like antitrust and complex contracts, it's very, they have a team of lawyers going through this stuff. These people are not stupid. There's billions of dollars on the line. I think one of the main concerns, though, is that it opens doors now. What's to say, because Microsoft has the bigger war chest, now they can just go ahead and buy up all these other developers. And now it becomes to the point where, okay, now if I have ownership of almost all the developers, now I may not need, I don't have that fear anymore of people saying, well, I'm not going to just solely buy an Xbox to play this game. Because as of right now, it's like the biggest first-person shooter game. It's the biggest MMO.
Right.
Diablo. But if they get control of like the sports, if they get control of like all the genres, racing, fighting,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, Sony's gonna be like, shit. There's gonna be no games. It's only gonna be in-house.
Yo, yeah, and that's the talk that's going around right now. But and one of the questions is will Xbox let off the gas here? Since they acquired ABK, and mind you that they already required Bethesda, ZeniMax, and then right after that, then that was announced. I mean, ABK deal was announced. So do you think Microsoft is just gonna say, hey, wait a minute? So since this was put in a space of where it was, do we just take a step back and be like, let's just focus on managing the current studios that we have, better managing Bethesda and ZeniMax, and also managing ABK, right? And just focus on the games right now and get those games out to the gamers. Or are they still going to buy? I mean, what do you see with that?
Well, I think I'm only looking at like, from my experience, I'm only looking at like long-term, what's Microsoft's long-term goal with their present-day moves? Like, you kind of have to forecast it out 10, 20 years from now, because eventually the gaming industry, just like any other industry, evolves with technology. Technology forces the hand of a lot of businesses. Now, let's talk about the facts of the present day. We've already had Phil Spector admit, like, we can't compete. We just can't compete. We've lost the console wars, right?
Right.
So knowing that they're admitting what their major weakness is, right? But then they look at it like, okay, we have a huge war chest. As far as Sony's concerned, we can't outgame them. We can't make the games that people are going to say Xbox is the console spot because they have the superior games. So what's the next step? We've already seen them admit their business strategy. We see it happening in real time. But what's the end goal? Is it that they want to become a monopoly where they basically don't give players a choice of games by starting to buy out these studios?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you look at something like, well, was it already done in another industry? And I always like to use like the Netflix reference. Netflix kind of did something similar, where they didn't have a lot of original content in the beginning, in like the early Netflix days.
Mm-hmm.
What they did was they made deals with all these movie studios first and say, hey, look, we can rent out these movies on obviously then technology came along and said, okay, a lot of people have high-speed internet now, let's make it streaming, right? Now, people have shifted from the Netflix mailers, like who has a DVD player? You know, as far as like their subscriber base, everyone's just off the TV, subscribe to Netflix, so everything's moving completely digital on that end. And then what ended up happening? All these movie studios, all these TV studios said, why the hell do I have my content?
Right. Yep. I see where you're going with this. Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and make our own platform and say, screw this. And then Netflix said, oh shit, we're in trouble. So Netflix has been in the red for a while. They're bleeding money. Disney pulled all this stuff out, Paramount, they got their own app. And then they started pumping a lot of money into original content because at least they control it.
Mm-hmm.
What I foresee happening is Sony is going to kind of be like, oh shit, if Microsoft, who has the power and government backing now, because the government's like, well, you can go ahead and acquire Activision. Now, what's to stop them from acquiring all the other Lexus studios? You know, that was a $69 billion deal. You know, there's a lot of studios that are not even worth half as much but still make quality games. So they're going to look at it like, oh shit, this is a major win because now that's like the standard, the Activision deal. You allowed us to buy a company that was worth $69 billion. I'm going to go ahead and buy this company that's only worth $2 billion. You didn't approve it because you've already allowed me to buy this other company for $69. And then they go down the line and try to buy out all the studios that produce quality games. And Sony may be looking at it like, shit, we have to now start making more original content. But if people are starting to migrate over to Xbox, there may be an issue there. But I bring up the Netflix example because I think technologically speaking, a lot of, you see how these studios kind of...
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off there. It seems like we're having some audio issues. So they're saying that they can't hear you.
Is it me or you?
It's you. It's saying they can't hear you when you're speaking.
What about now? I changed it over to a different mic.
Oh, okay. So, hey, we're gonna get the thinker to speak again. Let us know if you can hear him now. Just go ahead, say something.
Anyway, no, I switched over to a different mic. Hopefully that was better.
Is it still the same? You still can't hear him?
Let's try a different mic.
Yeah, I had a feeling that this was going to happen. All right, we're going to see if we can fix this. Hold on. Yeah, I definitely can't hear you now. It sounds like it's coming through a secondary device and it's delayed. Okay. I wonder if... Hold on. All right, so I'm going to turn my mic on. I'm going to, add a default here and see if that works. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No, no, I can't hear you at all.
Now, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Hey, could you guys hear?
Yeah, I just saw there was an option for echo cancellation on this website. Is that better?
Yeah, I have it turned off over here. So
I just noticed that this is the first time I'm using this website you sent me, so I saw
okay, so that's
the echo cancellation option under the mic, so I don't know if that was the issue.
yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. I just don't understand why. Um, those who watching can't hear you.
That doesn't make, if you can hear me clearly, but the chat can't,
Right.
so that has to be something in the settings then, because it's not, it can't be my mic. If my mic was poor, you wouldn't be able to hear me yourself.
That's right. So let me see something here. The live screen cam on. So it's saying that mine's is perfect, but yours is faint. And I think that's the same issue that we was having with PE as well. So I'm not
Do you
understanding.
remember how you fixed that issue? Maybe it's the same fix.
Actually, well, the remedy that I did was I just took the microphone that I have here and I just put it in front of the actual computer screen, and it came through a little bit better, but it was still a little bit faint. So if I'm having these guys saying the same thing, then I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I wonder if I am supposed to do something here as far as the audio, or if I'm supposed to share or something like that.
Yeah, I think it has to be a setting. I don't think it's a hardware issue. If you're able to hear me clearly, there's something when that, when it gets to you and then it goes back to the YouTube channel, that's probably where the breakdown is.
Yeah, that may be where it is.
So YouTube
Communications.
doesn't have some kind of integration with this.
There is some, but I think I will have to have a different type of subscription um, to do that. I think I may have to, take the streaming key and post it into YouTube and all that extra stuff. So, hey, can you guys hear me loud and clear still? No, actually, PE, that really didn't work because I went back to listen to the stream and I can still barely hear you. I mean, you did come in a little bit better, but I can still barely hear you. So there's got to be something here that I'm not aware of that I have to do in order for it to be working properly, and I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna probably have to do some research on it. So I really do apologize.
How
Uh,
many mics you got, Pat?
I only have, well, I have two mics. I have the one that's in front of me, and I have the webcam mic. So, which is the live streamer.
So the one that's in front of your mouth right now, that's the one you took and put it towards the speaker, and that's how you were able to get
Yes,
the last stream
yes.
signal?
So let me do that, and let's see what happens.
Alright, so this is just a test, just to see. This is the same method you used on the last stream with PE to see if that works.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll wait for the chat to see.
So you use my mic to stop feedback. There shouldn't be any feedback. Are you guys getting feedback as well?
Is it feedback from my end or from gaming and reactions end?
Man, we're gonna get this thing. We're gonna get this thing fixed, man. So stop. This is crazy. Um,
Dude, I could be at your house in 30 minutes if you want to do it face to face.
yeah, I mean we can do that, but I want the thinker is the issues. Okay, so it's not here. Um, I mean, if you want to, yeah, if you want to, I think that'll be good from this point here until I figure out how to get this all set up properly. So I'm not.
Do you have the ability to go like 16 by 9 if you want to do a little widescreen?
Yeah, I have the ability to do that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Send me your address again. I'll be over there in like 30 minutes.
All right, guys. So the thinker is gonna come over here to the crib, and then we're gonna do it from here. So again, I do apologize, guys. I'm just gonna have to go into the settings and figure this out, offline, and then do a few tests, and hopefully it works. So when we initially did this from the start, we had no issues, but now we're having issues, and I'm not sure what it is. So again, I do apologize, but I do want to get this podcast going. So, to think it, I appreciate it, man. So I will stand by until you get here, and we'll go from there.
All right. Yeah, send me your address. I'll be there shortly.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys, take care, and we're gonna come back soon. So, I hopefully see you guys back on the platform soon. All right, take care.